This will look, this. Yeah. Yeah, whoops. Ah. I just lost it.
Oh, Jackie disappeared.
Come on, happened.
For 1 second, Jackie's gone. Okay.
Button and it went really well. Great. It's there. Hold on just a minute.
As soon as we get Jackie back,
Hold on. Can she hear you? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I just can't see it.
Okay, well,
What is that?
it'll still work. All right, Mr. Owens, we're ready when you are.
Okay, let's go. We'll call the meeting to order. Roll call, please.
All right, Mr. Camp,
I'm here.
Mrs. Bowersock,
I'm here.
Mrs. Greenwood,
Somewhere.
and Chairman Owens.
Here.
And can we have a motion to excuse Mrs. McGill?
I motion to excuse Mrs. McGill from the meeting.
All right, second.
A second.
A motion was made by Mr. Camp to excuse Mrs. McGill from tonight's meeting, and this motion was seconded by Mrs. Bowersock. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you.
Very good. Moving on for the approval for the minute number 6 meeting. Anyone have any changes to that, or otherwise we'll make a motion to approve?
I motion to approve the minutes from last meeting.
Thank you, sir.
I second.
Second? Very good.
A motion was made by Mr. Camp to approve the Village Review Board minutes from October 13th, 2020, and this was seconded by Mrs. Bowersock. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yay.
Okay, moving forward, seeing no old business, we'll move on to new business. Village Review Board 2147.
The request is for a conditional use at the corner of East Franklin and Main Street. The request is to operate a microblading/permanent makeup studio. The business will be operated from Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. by appointment only. The applicant's name is it Kylie or Kyle?
It's Kyle.
Okay, Kyle Wobley. Property owner is Bella Hart. For last year, the Village Review Board actually had a microblading use case as well, but just as a refresher, microblading is a form of semi-permanent tattooing. The strokes are thinner than traditional tattooing, and the process utilizes semi-permanent ink. The process is actually very beneficial for those who suffer from the condition. I believe it's pronounced madrosis, which can occur from reasons such as chemotherapy, hypothyroidism, psoriasis, and vitiligo, and other similar skin conditions. The use seems to blend well with the intent of the B4 district. However, it is different enough that it requires a conditional use permit. The Village Review Board and Planning Board have seen a similar case, as mentioned last year. As such, staff sees no issues with the proposed business and subsequent use. Staff recommends that the Village Review Board recommend approval to the Planning Board. That's all I have.
Very good. Any comments, either the party or the applicant?
Are you guys moving into 9 East Franklin or 7 East Franklin?
We're at 7 East Franklin. 9 is like the center building out
Okay.
of the city, or the center door out of the 3 doors that are there.
Okay, because I think when you guys originally called in, someone told me 9 East Franklin, so I wasn't sure because there's sometimes confusion over there where the address is. So I just wanted to double check. So
It's 7. Yep.
I
Yeah.
think I did that, Kyle. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
So are you already operational there?
No, we've just recently started just setting things up, but we haven't begun business yet.
Okay, so in theory, you're looking for an approval for 7, not 9.
correct.
Is that accurate?
Correct.
Okay. Very good. Any questions on this from anyone?
Often if it meets the criteria set by the Village Review Board, I think it's a good idea. We need business.
Anytime we can get business down here, I'm happy. So it's good with me.
There you go. Make your eyebrows look better there.
I know, I could use it.
Yeah, see, right there, first customer.
All right. We'll be happy to have you.
My office is right around the corner.
There we go. All right, is there a motion on this case?
I motion to approve is it a conditional approval for the business? Is that what we have to say? Okay, so I motion to make a conditional approval for the microblading business.
I second the motion.
Okay,
All right. A motion was made by Mr. Camp to approve case 20-147, the conditional use at 7 West Franklin Street, and this was seconded by Mrs. Greenwood. Mr. Camp,
Aye.
Mrs. Bowersock,
Aye.
Mrs. Greenwood, and Chairman Owens. Did he freeze?
He looks frozen.
Jeff? Jeff? Come back. Okay. Oh, here it is. I was up to you, Jeff.
okay, I'll vote yes.
Thank you very much. So it passed 4-0.
Very good. Moving on, open discussion. Anyone have anyone tonight?
I was talking to Pam earlier, and I watched the meeting last month on YouTube because I had been ill, and I saw at the end of the meeting where evidently the signs and everything were already put up before the Village Review Board even, had any approval. And I'm glad there was some discussion on that. And from what I understand, they're going to try to come up with something so everyone's better informed about what we do and why we do it, I guess. And I just wanted to know if anybody else on the Village Review Board was kind of concerned about that, because this has happened now, I know at least 4 times where everything's already done and put up, and then they want our approval and it's already there. So that was just something to throw out there. And Pam had said they were going to come up with something to make the potential things going on more, people being more aware about what's going on with the Village Review Board. So I don't know how anybody else feels about it, but when this happened last, I thought, gee, this is the third or fourth time this has happened. I don't know if it's human error or it's just maybe just the mentality. They just think, Village Review Board should have a say, or they don't want to follow the program. I don't know, but I think things should be worked out a little bit better. So I don't know if you guys have any input or comments about it, but anyway, there it is.
Well, certainly the one last month where a similar thing happened with just earlier. I don't know why that worked, but I think we still have a sign down by the plaza for that office section that I don't think has ever came in front of this that I'm aware of. So there certainly is a problem.
Which spots are you talking about? What were you?
Well, the building that sits there in front of the dairy shed,
Okay.
that is office.
Okay.
There's still the white sign they put there that I don't think we've ever approved. I don't think. I'm sure somebody will correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I don't think it's ever came back. But
When was that sign put up?
within the last year.
Yeah, this is the one with the different slots.
Yes.
Yeah, Jessica, remember there's the one with the different slots, and they wanted to change the size to, depending on what businesses were going in. Can't think of the name of it, but it did come before us, and there was a lot of questions raised, and it was supposed to go back to Mr. Coe to clarify things on that. And then, as far as I know, he has not sent anything back in. But the sign has not changed. It's exactly the way it was.
Okay.
But,
Is there anything, if a business goes out of business in the village, that the sign has to come down, or is that just a sign can stay up?
We actually just put that in the updated Village Review Board regulations that we're working on. So, because we noticed that that's sort of a problem, that sort of is kind of a problem that we realized, because sometimes we don't even know if a business is still operating, because we'll have these signs that are there, and it's not, if a business is, say, operating by appointment only, we don't know necessarily if they're open or what the case is. So
Right. The only thing I had was in watching the sign we approved last year in front of the church was the electronic sign. I have noticed they now have a graphic on there that is kind of has a splash and a little motion to it that during the day isn't as big a deal, but when you're driving by at night, and I thought that the motion part of the signs was something that we really didn't vote for.
was that a condition of approval?
yeah, we had some conditions on there. We can pull that up and look into that.
Yeah. If that was a condition of approval, then we can reach out to them and.
I'm pretty sure it was.
I thought we made it one, and I know we were just in general inching into the whole electronic display for the village.
Mhm.
There was a lot of conversation around it, but if you watch the sign, and there again, I guess because I drive by there a lot at night, it's become more obvious. There's a graphic, most of it's just fine, but there's one graphic that they do in their rotation that has more motion to it than I think we probably approved originally.
Okay, I'll look into that tomorrow. I'll find where that case came to review board. And I know there were some conditions on it. So I'll look that up, and Jessica and I can look at that, and we'll give you an update on what comes out of that.
Well, and it was just because it's so close to the road.
Mhm.
You get that motion going on there.
Yeah.
Was there any stipulation about the length of time that these digital signs can play? I mean,
Yeah, I think that,
I mean,
yeah,
I
there
know
was also the time allotment for how quickly.
I don't mean, I'm talking about, they go say till 10 o'clock and they automatically shut down for the rest of the night, that sort of thing. Or are they just allowed to just keep going all 24/7? Because I didn't even think about that when we voted on that stuff. And now I see, I mean, I see that church sign every day at night, whenever. And it's like he said, it's moving around. And I'm like, I mean, unless you're working the night shift, I don't understand why that light has to be on at 3 o'clock in the morning, you know, that sign. So I don't know whether it's something they should consider maybe down the pike, making stipulations about turning these things off, because they're just kind of annoying. At least,
Well,
I mean-
in the regulations, as far as in the village district, those backlit signs are prohibited. So we try to avoid that situation altogether. So the goal is to not have them at all. So if we not allow them at all, then we don't have to regulate whether or not they're on and when they're on. So
that's not an option to be able to say you can have
but
that sign, you're going to have to turn it off, say after 10 o'clock or something like
Yeah.
that.
but
Allowed to come back on it.
that is definitely a thing that we should moving forward. If we do approve those signs, make a condition of approval.
Is there any type of condition on dot sign? Because I know theirs is also neon or whatever motion too. So does theirs go off at 10? Like when they close at like 10, does it go off? Does anybody know?
I don't think so.
I
I
don't
think
think
it
so.
stays on.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we have the three of them there. We have the gas station, we have the church, and we have Dots, and I believe they stay lit all the time.
Okay.
Dots really doesn't show the movement, though.
It just shows different specials, right?
And it doesn't change much.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah,
at all.
I think they have like a 5-minute scroll on their messages or something really long.
Really long.
It's
You
really
don't see
long.
it. Yeah. Versus the church is the only one that really, you know, and of course the one at the gas station, it's only changes when the price of gas changes.
I know when you drive by there, that whatever they're saying on the church sign, that thing will move like maybe 3 or 4 different times before we even get by it. So I'm like, and sometimes I don't even know what it says because it's so fast, I didn't catch it all. It goes on to something else. But I don't know. I mean, if there's no problem with it, I guess it's okay. I just kind of wondered why we didn't have any stipulation about the time frame with these things, as far as at night.
I mean, we do have stipulations regarding animation and lighting in the village district. However, that sign was approved regardless of those regulations. So really, the code is written to not allow those signs. So moving forward, if we do put in a stipulation regulating the signs, that alludes to the fact that we want to allow more signs like that. So I think moving forward, the best route would be to, anytime we actually do approve those signs, that it has to be a condition of approval, that there is a time limit and that any sort of animation is not distracting to drivers.
I know that because we stipulated the barbershop toll.
Yeah, like we did with that. They turn it off when they go in.
Which I think is a good idea. So, but anyway, I just wondered.
Very good. Does anybody have anything else?
Nope.
Very
I'm glad
good.
that I would say that. Thank you, Mrs. Greenwood, for, I was the one that was mad about people not coming to the village review board. So thanks for bringing it up.
Very good. With that, I guess we will
Okay.
call for adjournment.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
Aye.